Happy Friday. Welcome everyone. Today we're excited to have a very good friend of my sister's called Rosemary. I'm super excited to learn more about you, and so to get the guests and the listeners
Mhm.
get to learn and hear your story. This is like the numbers we've done a number of good stories, right?
Mhm.
Something maybe.
A lot.
What was that? So I'm excited. So we'll start right from the beginning, from when you came, when you landed, how it was for you, what you got into, and then we'll kind of flow from there.
Okay. Oh
Yeah.
gosh. So when I
Yes,
landed,
introduce yourself. Yeah.
yeah. So it's so interesting. I think I make such risky moves because it was when I was in Nairobi.
Hmm.
Gosh, over 24 years ago. That's when I came. I had a really, really fantastic job. I was a regional IT coordinator with an NGO. I think that's what they call them in Kenya. Here they call them
Non-profit.
nonprofit, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it was it was called Action Aid, and I traveled a lot of Africa. I had some, they paid me pretty well. And then I just wake up at night and I decide, I think I'll just go to America and leave this cushy job. And nobody could believe. They're like, are you out of your
Oh,
mind? Like,
wow. Yeah.
You
you're
seem like
living,
Yeah.
I know, right? You're living this cushy job and to go to where? And I'm like, yeah, I am going to
that
America.
over.
I know, and start all over.
Mm.
But I think also think that also, um, I don't know, instigated it was also, I also got pregnant. And I was like, you know what, my child is not being born in Nairobi. Let me go. Because I was debating, do I go to SA or do I go? I just did not want my child born in Nairobi for whatever reason. So I go to the embassy and they give me a visa and I'm like, okay, I'm out. My
Nice.
little savings and I come this way.
Did
And
you know anybody here?
I knew a friend who invited me and everything.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, so I come and I'm like 7 months, 6 months pregnant.
Mm.
Um, so I get here and people are thinking I'm totally out of my mind. Like, how do you come? You know how hard it is. At that time, I think I was one of very few who had kids my age. At the time, I was 29, so I guess. And all nobody had kids. I was even thinking, they're thinking you're out of your mind. You know how difficult it is. Blah blah blah. Anyway, so I ran into this lady and she's like, oh, she asked, I don't know, she just asked me, oh my God, you're pregnant, you have insurance? I said, no, I don't have. She told me, I'll go show you let me show you how to go get I'll take you somewhere where they off, where you can sign up and you'll get insurance and everything
Mm.
and boom boom. And the next thing that I'm trying to get an IT job, I can't. So I settled for a customer service job.
Oh.
Is that the skills were not transferable? I
I
mean, the
guess I just
are.
couldn't. No. Yeah, I think it was hard because what I did in Nairobi was more of a system admin, but
Mm.
here, um, they called them. I know. Yeah, no, as a system admin, I was doing implementations. So I was building systems, but here
Mm.
it's just the way I would sell myself because I'd say,
Mm.
yeah, I installed Windows at that time. It was Windows NT and created users and managed users. But here they saw that as implementation. So it was
Mhm.
language. So they're thinking, oh, then you don't know
Yeah.
what you're doing if you've not implemented anything. I think they even asked me, have you implemented? And I'm thinking, huh? What do you mean? You
No.
know? So,
That question, right? Because I think when we come in, it's important to know how to sell yourself.
Mm.
right,
And then,
exactly.
because we've talked about we come in here and people get into
Mm.
acting or security, whatever people are doing.
Mm.
Right.
But if you meet someone to help you sell yourself,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
start at a different step.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is why
Yeah.
was not transfer. Like, what was yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it was. So, or I should have said like, oh, I used to build systems, and I'm not using those words, those catchy words.
Mm,
So
mm,
immediately they'll throw me out. Anyway, so I have a baby on the way, so I had to settle for whatever job this was
Mm.
what was being offered. So I did customer service for a while, and then eventually I was able to navigate back. Actually, after a good minute, almost maybe 5 years.
Oh.
Then I was able to now to
Mm.
navigate back into IT and into this QA space.
let's go back.
Okay, did you?
Like,
Mm.
yeah, we jumped
Mm-hmm.
fast.
Okay.
Give me a little bit of insight in those 5 years. What did you do? Anything different? Did you go to school? Did you certify in anything? Like,
Yeah, so yeah, so okay, so then okay, so the baby comes, and so now I've gone from full-time to part-time, and so that I can be able to support, to be there for my child. And and the father of my child also was here, so it helps.
Mm,
So we were kind of haggling together, how
mm,
it goes. So
yeah.
I go to work at night, or
mm,
not night, like evenings, and he stays with the baby and all that good stuff. So within those 5 years, I wouldn't say five, honestly, they were like 7 years. You're just trying. Oh, no, no. Okay, good, you asked. So I had done my initial degree was in accounting.
mm,
So after 3 years, I was like, not even 3 years, literally, like after 2 years, I applied for an accounting job and I got it. I guess accounting was easier to sell and everything. So I got in as an account analyst or something, I think is what they called us. Oh, no, well, yeah, account analyst or something. But it was more like a clerical job. But so there at least is where that was my first like instinct in my entry into real corporate.
Mm,
So I was there and I hated accounting because it was so thorough and detailed. And I'm
mm,
not a super detailed person. And so you have to make sure you cross the I's and T's. And if you
yeah.
don't, trouble. Oh, and I couldn't. And then you work so
me
hard,
too.
you
Mm,
know. And I
mm,
was like, no. And then I'm looking at the IT people there, and I'm like, look at them. They're working in at 10, and then they're out at 4. And me, I
oh.
have to, have to whatever clock in and be there for my whole later shift. And I'm feeling this is not what I was.
And I'm
I was born.
thinking, and then
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking, you have that, you have a new baby, doing
Yeah,
the food is different, the language is different, not
exactly.
different, but the English is different. And
Yeah,
how
then
did
those
you navigate that stuff
exactly.
too?
Then there's culture shocks. Yes. So in my first instinct in corporate, I mean that corporate, I'm I'm different from everybody. Just either the way I am ask, I'm collaborating with people. I
Mm.
it in many instances it came off like I was. Some people thought I was what's the word? I was like snobbish. I don't know. I wasn't very
Mm,
interactive. I'm more
Mm.
myself. I'm not
mm,
a team
You
player.
keep
And
yourself.
again, we've come from a culture where you do things on your own,
Yeah.
right?
mm,
That's how we were measured. You just you
Uh-huh.
delivered on your own,
mm,
or at least work, or at least in the nonprofit world, you have your task to do on your own. There was very very little collaboration in my, where I came from. Then he has a lot of collaboration, so that was
Mm.
very
Different.
uh different for me and difficult. Then I'm introverted,
mm.
and it wasn't easy. I'll tell you that, right?
And that's a good
Uh,
point to bring up because
yeah, it
home,
wasn't easy.
they're not really trained how to be team players unless it's a sport
Right.
or one of those
Hmm.
things. But in a
Right.
work environment, it's like, let me see your work, let me see what you produce. That's how good you are, which it's a very good point. The
Exactly.
listeners, please change.
Yeah.
Mm,
Change your
So,
approach if you
I know.
want to win.
So then the next thing, I think a friend gets into software quality assurance, and I'm like, okay, how did you navigate this? She took a course, and she was teaching it. So she said, okay, I can teach you for XYZ amount of money. I don't know, maybe it was like $500. I was like, okay, I'm in, did
mm,
it, and finally broke through back into IT, my world and my
Mhm.
space. So
mm,
at least that gave me a lot of leeway, time, because again, IT people, and I don't know, we're different. You're not really nerdish, but you get
Mm.
your job done. Nobody's checking on you what time you came in. I
mm,
mean, we're just they're easy, right? So it was the most, and then because but then I have two kids, and it was just the best career for me at the time with my
Mm.
young family and raising them. So that has been my journey. And then of course over the years, I have pivoted into so many things. Honestly, moved from QA, went into risk, did that, did a little bit of that, did a little bit of product management, did a
mm,
little bit of innovation where I was building chatbots and robotics.
mm.
I know until
Yes.
my last role now is doing more technical. I was building platforms. And I've been with one company for my whole IT career was with US Bank. I didn't try to move. because I wasn't trying to interview again. So I just had to figure out how to climb the ladder. And I realized, so while I was there, I took a while before I climbed the ladder because I had this mindset of, oh, I just need to put my head down and work really hard and work even more hours, put in all the hours I can, and somebody's gonna see me and promote me.
Mm.
So it took me close to 10 years, literally, just sitting there
Oh
working so hard
no.
and
Oh.
nobody see me. Right?
Oh.
And
Wow. You're
people have been
patient.
hired, like, Americans are coming, they've been hired and they're being promoted within 2 years. And I'm thinking, what the heck? Why am I, why am I being
Yeah.
overlooked, right? And then um, so my man, so I got a new manager.
Mm.
And he comes in and in 2 years he's literally promoted. I'm asking him like, hey, Robert, what did you, I mean, how did you win this? I've been here sitting, waiting, blah, blah, blah. And he tells me, uh, well, Rosemary, what you have to do is, if you have to like either set up, like talk to your manager and ask them, tell
Mm.
them you're looking to be promoted, and tell them like how can they help you, like what are the stretch tasks they need to, they want you to do in order to get promoted. So they set up a game plan for you, and every month you're sitting, you're pretty much reviewing to make sure that you're on task to get promoted and everything. And I was like, that is too much work in my head, right? Because again, I don't know, I'm still at your mercy because I could get, and then you tell me, oh yeah, okay, you're here, but there's no budget
Yeah.
or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
So so I met this other girl, and she was a young girl at the time. She was probably in her early 30s, and she had doubled her income within like 5 years.
Mm.
So I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, hey, okay, chill. You have to tell me what you did. So she said, I don't wait for promotions. What I do is I look for a role on the next grade level that's paying 20% more, and I apply for it and I go. And she's a good interviewer and she'd go. So I'm
Mm.
like, bingo. So that's what I did. So I went and looked for the next role above my grade, made
Mm.
sure it was paying 20% more minimum, and I applied. And then literally, and I'm telling you, like it wasn't even half 5 years. For me, it was literally 2.5 years. I had doubled my income. And
Oh,
I
wow.
promise you, because I actually moved 2 grades up on one of them. So as soon as I learned, I moved up the next grade, and then from there, I moved 2 steps up. And
Wow.
I know, and
Good.
that doubled my income. In fact, I remember because I'd go into our work day, and there it was like, because I mean the way the HR put it, there's a very competitive role.
Mm.
And I fit the profile because I don't know, something about because I think they
Mm-hmm.
have to justify my
Yes.
income
You have
going,
to.
like that, right?
Mm.
So that's how I did it. And I was telling my friends, you know what, just don't wait, because we're just not that culture to sit there and because you really have to. In America, what I found that you really have to build those relationships. You build a relationship
Mm-hmm.
with your boss, with your team, and everything, so that you can get those promotions.
Emotions.
And
Mm.
I'm just not that person. I get to work, I put my head down, do what I'm doing. I will network very little if I have to, because I'm so introverted and I'm so shy. So I tell
Really?
them, yes. So I tell them, know yourself and figure out how to go up. Yes, there are very many ways to go up. If you're the bubbly network, you like to talk to everybody, that's one way. If you're
Mm.
like me, then just look for the next, go online, go look for the next job, the next grade, and just keep going. And that's
Mm.
my story. And then here I
Mm.
am. And then in 24, I hang
Wait,
up my
now
coat. Okay.
I want to take you back a little bit.
All right.
You said you changed QA, all these things.
Yeah.
I just want to, so for people who are looking to move change, like
Yeah.
how does that look like? What needs to be done? Is it certification? Is what time, how much time is required? Like that kind of information, because our people, as much as we love them, some will go look for this information, some wait to hear it. To
Right.
hear it. So
Mm.
I
they get
know.
to hear it from you.
So for me, I think it was easy because I don't know, like, so in IT, there's a framework called, the SDLC, Software Development Lifecycle, right? That starts with the requirements, I think development, it starts with idea, requirement gathering, development, and then testing, and then delivery. So because I work with everybody in this framework, right? I work with I work with stakeholders. I worked with directly with requirements analysts. I work directly with developers. I work directly with user testing, and I
Mm,
work directly with the release managers who are delivering the product to production. So you got to learn the job, you know, because you can see how they're executing. You're in those meetings, so you can see how they do their job. So now when it came to me shifting, it was very easy because I could speak to
each.
those areas because I had worked for so long with these people.
Mm.
Literally, I could
Mm.
do it, and you can almost do their job, right?
So that's why you're
So
able to go from QA to risk
to
to
risk, yeah,
Mm.
uh,
to risk, to
and
product
it
risk,
all
to yeah, to
it all kind of
innovation, and
falls within that SDLC framework.
yeah, they all fall within that because you're
Ah,
working with all these people who have those different
mm.
roles, right?
So
So
you're kind of
product,
exposed to all of them, and then you can decide which. Okay.
exactly. So that's how I
Mm.
did it, right? So as I'm a very curious mind, and I'm those people who will go and I want to know exactly what you do. So I'm gonna ask them, okay, so what exactly do you know? Okay, I know you gather requirements. Okay, so what does that look like?
Mm-hmm.
Your stakeholder is calling me and telling you what, yeah, we want to build this product that does XYZ, and you interview them and write the requirements. So I make them walk me through. And then
Mm.
there's instances, if now where I was interested, I'll tell them, are you able to see if I can be a fly on the wall and just
Mhm.
want to listen to you as
Mhm.
you're interviewing the stakeholders, and so I can
Yeah.
see how you're doing it. So some
Mhm.
people say, see, it's a little bit, I don't know, whatever. And you just keep, just don't accept a no. Just keep asking, and you'll get grace. Somebody is gonna say, sure, by all means come. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I wonder if, like, I know in nursing, like yearly, we sit down with our manager and talk about our goals and
yeah.
what we wish how we can grow in the company. So I
Mhm.
wonder if you guys have that in IT. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
it, but yeah,
Yeah.
but for me, I just never saw my manager come through for me. So I was just done,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, I wasn't sure. Did they think I was incompetent? I don't know.
Mhm.
So I just never, yeah, I did the goals because we have to do the goals, but I never
Mhm.
followed
Yeah.
up. I figured I'm just gonna create my own path,
I
which
see.
ended up working
Yeah,
for me.
I'm
Yeah.
with you, Rosemary, on that one. I
Mhm.
think, and I don't think it's just an IT thing. I think it's just all if you have a boss who has a knack for growing his or her people,
Right.
who is willing to do that work, because it's also work when you think about it,
Right.
their
Exactly.
perspective. So it's
Hmm.
something they have to embrace, right? So if
Right.
you have a manager who doesn't have that in them,
Exactly.
there's options, right? They might not like you, period. Or
Exactly. That too, right?
maybe not, you might not be competent enough, but then you might also find a boss who's just like, whatever, it's not my thing. I'm coming here to just eh,
Yeah.
yeah, you could be lucky. Like I've been fortunate. I've had managers who are always willing to do that, but
Mhm.
you could run through across someone who is just
Yeah, who's just
yeah,
Mhm.
nonchalant, doesn't care.
nonchalant.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then then I had a boss who tell me, you know what, your career is up to you. It's up to you
Mm,
to push for your career. I don't know. There's nobody
Mhm.
to do it for you. So I used to
Mhm.
find that so bizarre. I was like, what
Yeah.
does it mean? Because
But
now
I
we're
wonder,
trying.
I think in his mind, by telling you that, he thought that maybe you understand it that way. But if you don't come from that culture, you're not
Yeah,
gonna get it.
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Right. So when I got now to managing folks, I made sure that somebody got promoted. I always trained my gosh, what do you even call them these days? My my team or my
Yeah.
people,
Repartees.
my reports, my direct reports, right? Is that what you say,
Mm,
right? So I'd always train my direct reports
Mm.
I'd train them on my work so that they,
Mm.
yeah, I know interest in me. So I would
Money
train them
work
on
for
what
you.
I do so that when they're competent and they can do what I do, that
Mhm.
allows me to go and ask for more work because my job can be done by them. I never felt like, oh,
mhm,
I need to hog my job and
mhm,
nobody should know what I do. I
mhm,
never had that insecurity.
mhm,
It was calm. This is what I do. I put them in very high level, visible meetings, sit here and listen because I just wanted you to to learn what I did. And it's also good for a resume. Even if you never
Mhm.
sit on my seat, it's also good
Yeah.
for a resume because you can talk about the high visible projects you are able to shadow and see and work on. And every time I moved, I left them solid.
Mm.
it's like I did not even exist. They just seamlessly moved on.
But that's
And
pretty much managerial stuff that you were doing,
right, exactly.
by,
Yeah,
empowering your team.
right.
Yeah.
That's a word, empowering.
Yeah.
But it was
The
so
one.
interesting. There are people, there's this girl, she didn't care, she didn't want. She's like, no, Rosemary, I don't want to be there. I just want to be here, do my work, and go home. Yeah, there
Yeah.
are those who didn't
Yeah,
care as well.
that's true.
So,
Yeah.
We
mhm.
worked with this lady. She had worked for this company, was it BASF, 30 years. She had done the same thing and she didn't care to get to
Wow,
move
I
from that.
know.
Like, I'm good.
Mm.
I'm not
Right,
interested.
right,
And there's something
exactly.
that you said that made me think. So my boss's boss always tells us, and I really like the way he thinks about it, because he says all his jobs that he's had were actually positions that never existed.
Mm,
Mm.
And the way he got those is because he did not necessarily chart a career path.
Mm.
What he did is he filled in spot skill sets that, or learned new skill sets to fill in different spots in his teams and
mm,
I guess the second tier. So his team and then
right.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
peripheral. And then a position would come up and he would be the one to fill that.
Feel it in, yeah, because
And right. And so he said, guys, you don't always this traditional thing of chart your path, chart your career is like it works for some, and for some, you just keep
right.
increasing your skill sets and things will just happen. And I was like, oh, that's a
Yeah,
different way
that's
to look
it.
at it.
I
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
You just have to figure out. I mean, you can play the game.
Mhm.
Once you figure out, I think it's just knowing who you are, and then
Mm.
to your point, figure out how you can use your authentic self to get to where you're going. Yeah. And sometimes it
So
doesn't
you're
have to be
right.
the
I
boss.
like when you say play the game because to me, that's how I see it. It's like it is a game.
It is
You
a
have the
game.
sharks, you have those that just take their time, and you
I
have those that
know.
are like ready anytime. So, and
Right.
then you have to know that the worst they can say is no. And then
Yes.
you
So once you
know,
can,
and then you move on.
there
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
go. There you
Yeah.
go. Right. Yeah.
Great man.
So yeah,
Corporate
so
is
that has
the
been
best.
car-
Mm.
my my corporate career journey.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
And
Man.
Yeah.
then
And was it like male dominated, I guess? And
mhm.
how
It
did
was
you
not
fit?
male dominated, but it was because I teach a lot of Indians and a lot of white
Mm.
people. So
Mm.
black people
Not
and the
like okay, I
yeah.
see.
Yeah, so that's that's
Mhm.
that's what it was. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's true. Lots of Indians. I work with a lot of Indians too.
Yeah,
Mm.
they dominate the space,
Yeah.
literally. Mm.
But
Yes.
they work as a team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Very,
yeah,
very
they
good.
help each other a
Oh
lot.
yeah. Yeah.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
It is
They
true.
work as a team.
It is
And
And
very
what so what and maybe you said that, I'm sorry if I missed it. But what got you into IT? Like you just love the world of IT? Like, or were you ushered in by maybe a family member, or you saw somebody in
no,
IT that you admire, or
no. So I got into IT while I was in, so that's what I studied in college, right? So I
mm-hmm.
studied in Nairobi in Kenya. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember at the time it was the internet age. Internet has just
hmm
Mm-hmm.
shown up, and I remember it was a show. Is it called a show? Like a vendor show in Sarit Center in Kenya, and African Online had a booth, and they were walking us how the internet looks like, how to just browse this internet and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember asking the guy, can you just ask the internet what are the top paying careers? And
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah,
look at
I know.
you.
And
You are
so
like,
I know. And so he at the time, I think it was Yahoo. It wasn't even Yahoo. It was,
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what it was. I know
Was
it
it
wasn't
the one that
Yahoo.
was like
Yeah,
when you
that
were
was
yeah.
that was
connecting?
to dial
What was
in
the
to the
AOL or
internet.
something like
Yeah.
that?
But
AOL and
I
Ask
know I'm talking.
Jeeves, maybe.
It was so
I don't know what
noisy.
browser it was, but it wasn't Yahoo.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he Googles, or he Googles, says, okay, what the top in career, and IT came among the top.
Ah,
And I was like, okay, then this is what I am
mhm.
going to study. And
Okay.
because
Cool.
I just wanted money. I was I
You
wasn't
wanted
raised
the top money, good
I
money.
know I wasn't raised with much, and I was like, I must have money. Whatever is going to give me money.
Money. Yeah, that's a way of looking at
Right.
it. Yeah. Oh,
So
But
nice.
that's
yeah.
what happened. That's how I got
Okay.
into IT.
Okay, cool. That's
Was
pretty
for the
cool.
money. So it wasn't like a passion or anything.
That's all. It's fair
But it
enough.
did become one.
Huh?
It sounds like it became kind of I don't know if it's passion or love, but you must have enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you end up enjoying it. And then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I enjoyed it because again, it was such a flex career, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That
I
was, I think, everything for me. So,
I agree. I did
I,
IT too, but I mean,
um,
I'm a data analyst.
oh,
It's very
now,
flexible, right?
yeah,
I
yeah,
did a little bit of networking here, a little bit of that, and I was like,
yeah,
analytics is what's in it for me. So I still
right.
work with developers, but I'm on their customer. So yeah, I agree with you.
Oh,
It's
okay,
very
yeah.
flexible, and I think just like nursing, right? You have so
Mm-hmm.
many
Yeah,
places.
there's so many things you can do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mercy, we love you. You
Mm-hmm.
can. Oh yeah.
No, what? No kidding. She's needed everywhere too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so cool.
And then
Mhm.
so yeah, so then you transitioned.
Right, then I transitioned.
Mm-hmm.
Then transitioned to entrepreneurship. So I bought a business back in October. Um,
Okay, good.
yeah,
Last
so
October?
yeah, this past October.
Oh,
So,
good.
I just felt like I'm so through with corporate. I was literally burnt out. I just couldn't do
Mm,
it anymore.
mm,
And I felt like, okay, I think I've reached my ceiling. I don't even think I can, if beyond this is not politics, which I'm not gonna play.
mm,
I was already dealing with politics, which was already just straining, right?
Exhausting.
Yeah.
mm,
And up there, this can also be a lot of blame and all that. And I was like,
Mm.
so, so I
I I
left not,
I
huh?
hear there's a lot of it. Does it get lonelier?
Lonely. Yeah.
I don't know if
Yes.
it gets lonelier, but you really have to have good friends. You have to make, and then that's not my, that I so badly wanted to climb and get there. Then I get there and I realized, to your point, yes, it can be lonely if you're not
Mm,
if making friends is hard, if you're
Mm.
not a relational person.
Mm.
Some people have friends who thrive and they're from Kenya and they thrive because they are extroverts, they love talking to
Mhm.
people. But if you're introvert, it can be
Yeah.
very lonely.
mm,
Because you'll be as good as the relationships you built with your colleagues and other
Mm.
leaders around you. So
Ah.
if you're not very good at building those, it's not gonna be an easy road. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Yeah, it's not gonna be it's not gonna be an easy path. So
Yeah. Mm.
and when you're there, the more visible, it's also highly visible. So they could be like nice little cool projects that come, but they will only share them with those that we have made
um,
friends with. You know what I mean?
mm,
So yeah, so you'll find that, oh God, I missed out on that. That would have been really cool. But yeah, but nobody thought about,
mm,
because you're so quiet, nobody really thought about you. So it comes with it's
mm.
whatever. It's
The
qualms.
game the game rules change the higher you go. It's
Yeah, they
all a
do.
game, but it sounds
But I know, but it's a nice place because you really get compensated well. You get really
yeah.
great bonuses, like
Mm,
really great bonuses.
Mhm.
Um, um, so it's just, yeah, so it's just figuring out, you know,
What
your path again, your way again, right? Right. And
okay.
then I think for me, because since COVID became remote, that also didn't help. I
mm,
think if you're up there, I think it's nice if you can go to the office because
Yes.
then
yes.
you can
Cool.
get to talk and people can get to really know you and see, yeah,
Yeah.
and see. So yeah.
That makes
hmm
sense.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
yeah, that
So
was my
Tell us about the business.
Yeah, so okay, so when I left corporate, I was really burnt out, and I was like, because I'd worked pretty much all my life, and for the most part, had no break. And in the States, there's really no break here, right? Because you get what, like 2 weeks off, three
yeah,
weeks off,
yeah.
Mm,
and within those 3 weeks off, your child got sick. You don't really get them all. In fact, you're not even allowed to get them all,
Mm,
So unless you take, and maybe the only time you can take it is when you're traveling to Nairobi, and by the time
Mhm.
you're coming back, you need another holiday to
I
Yes.
know it's
recover
for
from that
that, yeah.
holiday. So you're on this marathon
Yeah.
lifestyle for over 20 something years. I mean, that's tough. So I
Mhm,
was totally burned down, and I was like, I'm definitely not going back to corporate. This is it. I need to figure out what to do. And then I ran, how you're scrolling and you run into this thing of buying businesses. And a good friend of mine had bought her business maybe a year before. And I mean, she was happy. She was her own boss and she was doing what she loves.
Mm.
And that encouraged me. And so I started looking, and I found a business out in Pittsburgh um, that does we do what? Concierge care management. So
Mm.
what that means, it's not like caregiving. It's very boutique. We only serve affluent, affluent older people or
Mm.
families, right?
Mm.
Because insurance doesn't pay for it.
Mm.
Medicaid doesn't pay for it. So you kind of have to either pay, you have to pay out of your pocket, or unless you had bought like a long-term insurance plan, and not all long-term insurance plans have that
Covers that.
as
Yeah.
well, support that. And that's the other thing. So after I got into this space, I was like, oh my God, I don't know if Kenyans or Africans or immigrants know that we need to be thinking about our long-term insurance. We
Mm.
need to start, we need to get long-term insurance.
Mm.
Because now that I'm in this space, you'll find somebody who's like in their 60s or late 50s. You have this you developed a chronic illness, or just an illness that requires you to have a caregiver. And because you never got a long-term insurance for yourself, the only thing that you're left with is Medicaid or Medicare, and
Mm.
it pays so little that you can't afford to get a caregiver to come help you. So you find either
Mm.
your children are the ones who are helping you, and your children are done. They are burnt out helping you. So guess what? They're taking you to a nursing home. So
Yes.
imagine at such a young age, you're thrown into nursing home, and where you become just a number like everybody else, and you don't get to really live, as long as you could, because you just didn't have that extra cushion. And had you
Mm.
known, it's just like taking out life insurance. Had you known,
Mhm.
you'd have taken it out for about maybe 200 grand, 300 grand, and paying about maybe $50 a month towards it. And it
Mm.
helps you down the road, because it takes care of up to $200 a day for
Mm.
you. So that would allow you to at least hire a caregiver to come and take care of you every day, without a
Mm.
problem. And then if you add in Medicaid or Medicare, I mean, now you can have plus that concierge kind of care, right? So it's something that I got to learn, and I was like, telling my husband, man, we need to get this thing right now, because you get older, it's gonna get expensive, right? Yeah, so that's what I got to learn about it. And I'm sure, you've been a nurse, I'm sure you know about it more. And yeah, so that's what the business is about. So yes, it's care management. It's a different type of caregiving. And guess what? It's only, I mean, because we have this community, like what do I call it? Like a community, or no, like a body of care managers. It's
Mm.
people.
Hmm?
Rich, only white people own these businesses.
Mm.
I know. So I'm like, white people are really sorry. I don't know if this, this
That's okay. We
Caucasians.
can edit some stuff.
Sorry. Yeah. So,
But it is what it is.
yeah. So Caucasians are so good
Statistics.
in finding where the money is in the
Yeah.
It is.
healthcare system,
It is
Mm.
very
and
true.
they found it in the care management space.
Mhm.
And while the other people are trying to do, I don't know, caregiving, CNA and all that, and
Mhm.
Mm.
and then they found this niche, and they're happily, making a
Ah,
lot of money. And
Yeah.
I mean, it was just mind blowing for me. So,
Wow.
so that's what I'm doing.
I have questions.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm very curious. That's my problem. One, first, I want to know the fears that you had because you're leaving comfort,
Yeah,
and then familiarity.
right.
You have your biweekly paycheck, you have insurance, this is a
Exactly.
familiar space. So
Mm.
the fears and the mental shift you
Yeah,
had to take to get
yeah.
into it. Then number two, how did you even decide this is it? Why
Um,
not go buy a truck or something? Start a
Mm.
home,
I know.
yeah,
Yeah.
like why did this appeal to you? But first, the fears and how you mind shift.
God, you know what? It's so interesting, because I had because I knew I wasn't going back to corporate, so I didn't have a choice. Like, I couldn't have had I didn't have any fears, I'll be honest, because I knew corporate is not an option. And
I
this
Mm.
is
think you're just
something I
wired.
had, yeah, and this is something I had been looking at. Um,
Mm.
It's
Okay.
just it was just the time, how
Yeah.
do I get into
Get to
this,
it.
right?
Mm.
And so when I got the opportunity, I was looking for anything that brings money. Again, remember I love money, right?
Money, yeah.
And
So
then
it
I
was
think you're also wired to take risks, right? It
yeah,
sounds
I
like
think so.
it sounds like our last guest, right? You just decide you have a very cushy job in Kenya. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna go to America.
I know. And I
Just like
start from zero.
and
I
you start from
know.
zero.
Yeah, that's
Then
Mhm.
great.
you leave familiarity to again, it's essentially starting from zero when you
Yeah,
get into you
Mm.
are yeah.
exactly. There
Wow.
you go, right?
Oh,
And then guess what? With business, when you buy a business, is because most small businesses are very relational. They have some relations of sort. I mean, the owner has relationships, right?
Mhm.
Of sorts, right? With their clients and everything. So every time, so once you, so for me, which is something I knew, but I just didn't think it would happen to me. So I buy the business, and within a month, the my director of operations quits. And I'm like, okay,
wait,
I
wait,
barely I barely even know the business.
pause. I'm sorry, one more. How did you do the cost analysis benefit? What is this that you looked at that you're like, okay, this will work
Oh,
out?
okay, sorry. Okay, got you. Yeah, so I'm jumping all over the place. So what happened
Okay,
was, so I
that's my
knew,
job is to keep you
yeah, so I knew I wanted a business, right? So that much I know.
yeah.
So what for me was the business has to replace my income, right?
Mm,
Mhm.
So that's what it was. So it's what was the cash flow? So that's doing that math and making sure that what so it was more like those I had to do a lot of due diligence to make sure that what this owner is saying he made is actually what he made. It went to the bank and everything. So for me, I needed a business that is replacing my income and is able to meet the debt obligations as well, right? Because I had to take a
mm,
debt on it. I had to take a loan for it. So that's how I looked, and this business looked perfectly fine.
Mm.
It met all the numbers, and I was like, okay, I'm going for it.
mm.
Thing.
Okay.
So then I got lucky because I didn't have to take a loan.
Mm.
I was able to work with the seller, and he gave me a seller finance. So
Oh,
Mm.
yeah, so what that meant was I just had to give him a little deposit, and I had to just make monthly payments to.
oh,
Mm.
I know, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
Does
and
that include interest of any kind
right,
or
of course, there's interest. So
yeah,
versus if I went the normal
yeah.
route that people go, I'd have had to, they'd have, the banks would have looked for
Mm-hmm.
security, they'd have put a lien on my home and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And then if the business goes down, I could lose my
I
home.
know you lose
So many
everything.
risks.
You lose
Gosh, yeah.
everything. SBA,
Yeah,
Mm.
especially,
right.
man, they will take your
Exactly.
blood.
Right,
Yeah,
And you
they
pass
exactly.
it
will.
to everybody, everything.
I
Yeah.
know. So
You and the employees, no I'm kidding.
Yeah.
yes, I got lucky with that, and so I mean, I just got lucky with that. So I'm free and clear in terms of any of my
That's it.
securities attached to it, and so like I was saying, um, then I ran into this huddle where I get the business, and before a month is over, the director of operations quits on me. And I mean, because I've listened to a lot of YouTube people who had bought businesses, and every single one of them had something happened that shook
Mm.
the business, and
Mhm.
you're like, oh my God, right?
Mm.
Whether it's the main person starting another business on the side and taking the
Mm.
clients, there's always something.
Mhm.
So my director of operations quits, and not only does she quit, but she moves with about 20% of the clients. So
Oh,
right.
yikes.
Oh, did she start her own thing?
Yeah.
She started
Oh
her
my
own, so she started her
God.
own thing, and she didn't have a non-compete because the previous owner hadn't the her
Oh,
contract or
yeah,
whatever.
Mm.
Her contract, her
yeah.
employment letter did not
Employment.
have
Yeah.
a non-compete or something. So, but
Oh.
anyway, so I'm like, oh my God,
Oh
okay.
wow.
So thankfully to the seller finance, and so I'm telling the owner, okay, this is what has happened, and this is how I've been impacted. So, and God just has grace. I'm telling you, God will not leave you.
No.
And he's like, okay, so what we're gonna do instead of you making the payments we had agreed, we'll do a rev share for now until we stabilize everything. And I'm
Mm.
like,
What?
okay, yes, we'll do a revenue. So instead of me paying
Okay.
you
Okay.
XYZ, because now
Mm-hmm.
the business has been whatever, I says, well, let's do a rev share, a
Oh, and
revenue
then
share, right?
she stayed on for like consulting a little bit because is that why? Or until you had a new director of operations, or
No, I didn't even get a new director. I just took on the role. I just said I'm going to take on the role. But now the seller is the one who's like, let's just do a revenue share because now I can see
gotcha.
you've been
That's
impacted a little.
Mhm.
And we can just do a revenue share until we stabilize the business.
oh
Yeah, I know. Like I was almost going to, I was like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Um, yeah, so that's what has happened. But we've since stabilized. The business is growing.
Mhm.
We did a lot of SEOs, and then the care managers who were left, were I think were just so they were. I mean, they found the director of care manager like what she did like that was so rude. So
Mhm.
they really just had so much compassion,
Mhm.
and they literally hit the pavement
oh
going to look for help get new clients. I mean, it's
wow.
amazing just in the what God is doing, how God works in this. And we've been able to grow back to 20%. I mean,
Oh,
we
good.
put back up, we got all the clients that we lost, we got them back,
Oh
literally.
Okay.
Yes,
wow.
literally.
So how do
This
you
year,
learn? Yeah. How is your mindset to learn this new job that you don't
Yeah.
know about? Like, is it y- I guess I want to say you kept going because you had the other care manager there,
yeah,
like with you and make you feel like, hey, we got you
yeah.
and
Mhm.
we're okay, good.
Yeah,
It's
so
good to have a good
yeah, because they
teamwork.
were there to support me. I mean, there's no other
Yeah.
way. But the
So
way
that
they
was the
work,
training.
huh?
That's what the training you got, or did you take like classes on the
No,
side? Or
I've never taken any classes because again, so the way the way the model is, it kind of, so you have your client, so the care managers go to see their client. So they do all the scheduling themselves. They do, if one of them calls out or can't make it, they manage among themselves who's going to go see the client while
oh
they're away. So there's really nothing for me to do other than me running payroll and just maybe sending emails to some referral sources that we had, like, reminded them like, hey, we're still here, we still have this great team, da da da.
Mm.
There's really nothing much for me to do. It kind of runs on its
wow.
own. And
On its
that's
own.
what I was
Good.
looking for. I was looking for a business
Yeah.
that's not really hands-on
Mm.
Mhm.
and can pretty much run on its own. Right, right. So yeah, so I was very lucky on that. Mhm.
That's
That's
I
awesome.
know.
amazing.
I
Yeah.
know.
And just getting a great team. I mean, they are like those ladies are just amazing.
So
Amazing.
how do you do it? You said it's in Pittsburgh
It's in
and
Pittsburgh.
Atlanta.
Yeah,
So how does that work?
exactly like that.
Like
So,
that.
like I said, they own their schedule, they own their clients,
Mm.
They go to work like just the way you would go. You have a job, you go and you do your job and you put in your time and your notes and
Yeah.
done,
So
right?
basically, the one that she found, right? Is that what you're saying? Like the people you found didn't have to change much. They
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
they
had
didn't
to
have to
keep
change
doing.
much.
It's you that just had to adapt and supervise and make
Exactly.
sure
I just
that.
now came on a supervisorial role.
Okay.
So now we
Yeah.
have like once a month meetings where we'll come and talk about the clients, what issues they're facing, any concerns,
Mm.
stuff like that. Or if they have any concerns about
Mm.
a client, then they'll send me an email like, hey, XYZ, da da da, what are your thoughts? I mean, nothing like clinical for me, but it's
Mm.
more about administrative
Management. Yeah.
administrative things
Mm.
that they will that
Mm.
like, and it could be some simple thing like, oh, send this one an invoice, send this one I don't know, a letter, I don't know, it's some more admin stuff, right?
Men. Ah.
'Cause that's what the operations person was doing, more admin stuff, although she was a clinician herself, so she also did see clients,
I
so
see.
she doubled
Mm.
so it doubled up for her. For
Double
me,
that.
I'm just like an admin for them, right?
Ah.
So
Okay.
but I do the payroll, I do the invoicing, yeah,
So that once a month you go to Pittsburgh, or you're still in
no, I'm
right?
still here. I've just been there
Mm.
once. The first time to meet them, I am here. And
I,
the
I
owner,
want
oh,
a
huh?
deal. I want a deal like
I
this.
know. And the previous owner he was operating from Miami, running it.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah. So
Wow.
yes, there's a lot because the director of operations, she was like the president. That's what she did, what I'm doing now. So
mm.
so I didn't see the need to hire another one. So because I can
Mhm.
do it, right?
mm,
Mhm.
But the way I'm seeing, if we continue growing like that, I'll probably need one. It
Mm.
may just make sense.
yeah.
So yeah.
So
Wow.
your care managers basically go from their home to the client.
Yes, they go
So
from
you
like
don't have like a
we
location.
have no office, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
so you don't
Yeah.
even have an office.
No, it's
Mm-mm.
all
That's
virtual.
So
good.
so
Yeah.
so let
Right.
me ask
Right.
you
really
this.
good.
So what do the care managers do? Because it sounds like do they are they like hands-on or are they just checking on the
No,
client?
it's just they're not hands-on because with the client they're going to see already has caregivers. They have like
Uh-huh.
the CNAs or I don't know, the nurses, the assistants, right?
Gotcha.
Mhm.
So their job is they're just clinicians. They just go. They're just advocates of for the client. They take them to the doctor's appointments. So
Mm.
the advocate. Let's say the client's in an assisted living. They want to make sure they're being taken care of well. Advocate for them whether check their medication, make sure the medication is being taken
Mhm.
properly. And then we provide a care plan. So first, once the first process is once you onboard a new client, it starts with an assessment, find out where the
Mhm.
needs are. But
Mhm.
it's mainly, and then they build a care plan. But it's mainly they'll check their pulse, their temperatures.
Mhm.
They may even do shopping for them, take them out for lunch. So
Mhm.
they can also add up as a companion.
Mhm.
Um, what else do they do? Yeah, and then take them to doctor's appointments. And then at the doctor's appointments is where maybe they'll advocate for them, like, yeah,
Mhm.
they're experiencing this, maybe let's change this medication or whatever, yada yada. Things like that. So
Mhm.
it's just advocacy, yeah, I
Mhm.
would say.
And
So
But
and
they're
so
sorry.
sorry, sorry, one more question about the managers.
Mhm.
So what are their qualifications? Do you hire like RNs
That's what I was
or
wondering
yeah,
too.
LPNs?
so I have one RN,
Yeah,
Okay.
you
but
don't
the
need that
rest are
many.
social
Mhm.
workers.
Mhm.
Social,
But
Oh,
clinicians,
interesting.
so they all have a master's degree. So clinicians,
Um,
yeah. And
huh.
I have a PT also. I have also a PT who's done. She did PT and she also did social work as well. Um, and I have a speech therapist as well. I mean, I have all multidisciplinary, but
Mhm.
but they have the clinical aspect.
the,
And then there's also
interesting.
certification offered. It's called, there are multiple certifications, but there's a big one called CMC, I think care
CMC.
management certification. I think, yeah,
Oh,
that's what it is.
interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
hmm I
That's
know.
How do
I
you
actually
market?
had
How
never heard of that. That's very
Yeah, me too.
interesting.
I never heard of that. This was my first time, and I was like, oh my God. And I mean, it is such an expensive service.
Mhm.
Mm,
And for me, it's a service that's needed. I mean, that can help so many people.
Mm.
But not many people can afford it,
yeah,
unfortunately.
because
You
from
know?
what it sounds like, if you have if you have medical needs, right, you have like your physical therapist, you have your doctor, you
hmm
have your whatever. Having somebody who can bring all those things together and
Yeah,
like
exactly.
understand you and all the different things that you need, I feel like
Right.
that's a really good
Yeah,
it's a really
exactly.
good service.
So our customer is mainly kids living outside the state. And
Mm,
because they can't manage their parents because they're
yeah,
in
Mhm.
California,
Mhm.
for example. So they
Mm.
want this one person that they can go to for everything. So
everything.
yeah,
Mm.
so
It
those are our
makes
customers.
sense.
And how do
Wow.
you market yourself again? Or do you have like,
We
uh, yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
we just market ourselves. We just our website and SEOs just create blogs
Okay.
and then because it's an existing business it already came with its own referral partners.
Referrals.
I see.
So it
Yeah.
makes it easier, you know.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
already have those people, those referral partners or sources that will send us clients. And
Mhm.
doctors, geriatrician, doctor. I didn't even
Mhm.
know the word geriatrician existed until I
Nutrition.
got
Yeah.
this.
No. Mhm.
So
They
yeah,
just call
so
it geriatric here. You know us, we are called
I
geriatric.
know then so I was like, what does geriatrician mean? And you find out geriatrician means old, I think old care or something, elderly care. So it's working with those elderly care doctors and
Yeah, because they're the
specialists.
one
Oh,
that really want to be able to stay at home as long as possible.
Right. Yeah, those ones
So
don't want to go to the assisted living.
they
So they want to
don't. So if you
stay
can bring
home.
the service to them, they
Mhm.
rather do that than go.
Yeah,
And I mean, I
then
don't
go
blame
there.
them.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
guys,
Huh.
Yeah. So that yeah.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
right
Okay.
now it's trying to figure out how I can use the same playbook and bring it to Atlanta, you know.
Oh, okay.
Now that one is going to be interesting because I don't have any referral sources, so it's seeing how that's going to play out.
Oh, like it's like
mm,
starting from
It's like starting
scratch.
from scratch. So
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot and see how that works.
Oh, I'm
Because
sure you
now,
won't have any trouble there.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
now Pittsburgh is stabilized. We're in a good place. We've been able to, we're growing. So now I think I
Mhm.
can
Hold
stretch
on.
myself.
that's amazing.
That's
You
awesome.
started in October.
hmm
That's
Mm.
only 5 months and you've stabilized. Four,
Oh,
five.
Yeah, 4 months. But it was hell in January.
Okay.
You know, when this lady left,
Yeah.
it was hell on earth, I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh.
She didn't give you a heads up, I bet, or she just left.
Well, because she did, she gave me two
She did
weeks.
give
I
you a
think
heads
I
up.
think
Okay.
her
Well,
husband,
you'd be surprised. Some
I
people
know.
may just like
And then
not show up.
I
Yeah.
think the shocker was, and it's okay to leave, but I think the shocker was
Hmm.
because
Taking the
She
clients.
she
took.
left with the clients, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's also gone because she's also called some geriatrician doctors and said, yeah, I have left, I started my own, and da da da.
Mm,
She was a very good talk. I mean, she's amazing, you know.
mm,
Mm.
mm,
So we're still waiting to see if we're gonna, so we're now trying to go back and reestablish those relationships with those with our referral sources where we know
Mm.
she's gone to tell them
mm,
like we're still here, we still exist,
Yeah.
mm,
yeah,
mm.
regardless of the fact that we lost this one.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, because I'm sure that's tough to navigate because she was the face,
yeah, she's a
of the
face,
company for a
right?
long time. Yeah.
I know. Yeah,
And
so
the
that's
geriatrician, they stick to the people they love. Like
yeah, they
they
stick to
will
people
follow
they
Mm.
them.
know.
Yeah. If they have
Yeah,
a
that's
good
the
person,
thing. See,
they
I
will
got to
follow
learn.
them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got to learn that hard. Although I knew, I think with every small business, you should think about how you are going to lose something.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You're a new face.
Mm-hmm.
It's and
And just that's enough to lose some
that's
people.
enough because
Mm.
because a small
Yes.
business, the owners are so connected with
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
with their customers or clients
Very
that
close. Yeah.
when they hear, oh, I've left, then they're like, what?
They're
Because
like,
when
who?
did you sell
They
it to
run.
me?
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always remember when I took a job after a lady that was there for 23 years.
Oh, wow.
I had patients that would not come see me because they just
Yeah.
couldn't take it to go there because then you've built those relationship and
Right.
it's
Yes.
hard, yeah. But then
Exactly.
once you start gaining the
Their
Trust.
trust,
trust.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
it was
trust.
easy after that. And
Yeah.
then when I had to move on to something else, then it was like, well, we don't want to, who else is gonna do it?
I know, right?
It's just a roller coaster.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So it worked out. And then the fact that, the team supported
yeah,
me, that, I
Yeah.
mean,
that's
that was like
good.
everything,
Mm,
Mhm.
that's so good. And
Right.
you
Wow.
found this, you were just scrolling looking for any type of business.
Yeah, it just had to have money. It didn't matter. And I really looked, it took me almost a whole year to find this business because
Mhm.
again, there's this influx of people buy businesses now. I don't know if you're aware, but there's this trend
Mm,
everybody's trying to buy a business. And so the brokers are mainly old white school, so it's an old white school boys club, right? So
mm,
the brokers, if I'm coming in there, is this lady, because they're probably in their late 60s, 70s. They're like, oh, this lady's young. How can she run a business? So there's also some bias,
Mm.
oh,
and they will not even take your call or
Mm,
even allow or even move forward with you.
mm,
So I ran into a lot of that, and I knew I'm gonna run into a lot of that. There's a lot of bias around it. So the broker for this business was actually a lady from Greece. She's an
Mm.
immigrant, and she was like, "Oh my God, you're the first woman who's called me."
mm,
And this business actually, I've just been sent what they call a letter of intent. Somebody had sent a letter of intent as interest that they want the
mm,
business. And she said, we're just about to sign it, and you called me,
mm.
and I'm going to give it to you.
Oh,
Oh, it was
wow.
And
meant to be.
I'm going to give it to you because I'm so done
Mm.
selling to Indians. Because only Indians were looking for this business. I'm so done. I'm gonna give it to you.
But it was meant to
So
be.
I know that got favor there as well.
Mm.
and you
Uh,
used what websites were you using to look?
uh, Biz by Sell.
Mm.
Pays by itself.
Bizbysell.com.
Biz
Okay.
buy.
Yeah,
Oh,
bizbysell.com.
So,
Right.
so walk us through your kind of like your thought process in deciding what kind of business to buy. What were you looking at?
So I wasn't looking it I wasn't for me it had to be enough money to replace my income. That's all. It didn't
Mm.
matter whether I was a plumber, whether I was a painter, whether I was gonna be
It's like money.
I know
If
a
money
lawnmower.
coming
It didn't
in, that's what
matter.
I'm doing.
Right. I just needed something's gonna replace my income, and that's all I was looking for.
Mm.
So it just
Right.
needed to, yeah. So I didn't have a niche I was looking for. No, it was
Mm.
anything, right? Hmm.
then you're
Yeah.
very favored.
You said what? Favorite? Yeah.
Yeah, because it
Definitely, yeah, I'll say
worked out
that.
so well that you're even thinking to implement that in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's
That
my
worked out
next
very
goal.
well.
Hmm.
You
I'll
might
come back and give you updates on it. Let's see how it goes.
Yes.
we shall be waiting.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, because I actually just put an ad on Monday to hire a care manager here. So let's see how,
Oh,
yeah, I've got a couple of resumes to,
review.
to review and reach out and get those interviews going and see.
Okay.
I don't
What's
know.
going to be the name of the one in
I'll
Atlanta?
just keep it the same. We're elderly, so I'll just keep it the same.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
smart. Yeah. So it's just a different location.
It's
You're
a
just
different
building a
location because I
location.
need that location because I'm building that, we're 20 years, 5 years in business. I need
Yes.
that brand
Yes.
already. So I
Yeah.
don't need to recreate here. Yeah.
You need to just
That
kind of
makes
grow,
sense.
continue to brand. That makes
Right.
a lot of
Yeah.
Yes,
well.
exactly. Yeah.
At the end, we normally ask how you balance work-life balance, but it sounds like your life is quite balanced.
Yeah, I'm
I
an
have
empty
that problem.
nester, so that helps too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
still in college, so I don't have to worry about, so I don't have to worry about balance per se, and maybe worrying about how do I balance boredom? Because I'm also bored.
Mm.
Just
Because I
open
don't
more
have,
locations. Keep going.
Right.
I need to really, because again, it's still going to be the same. Because even if I grow the location, again, the care manager is the one who's doing the work. So
Hmm.
again, I'll find I'm only working, a few hours. Although this was my dream to just work a few hours,
And
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
now you have
but at the
it.
same time, I'm like,
It's always like that,
I know I'm
You
so
want something so bad and
so
then you
bad,
have
and then
it and you're like,
I know.
you can think about
We'll
that other part of the job.
we'll give you some Netflix recommendations.
Right?
I wish I was a movie person. I'm not a movie person either.
Oh no.
Go
I
join a pottery
But
club.
travel.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Travel.
So,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna complain. I'm really so thankful to God that, this is even possible.
Yeah,
Despite the shakeup that we are here and we know we're growing. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
that's awesome. And
amazing.
that's
Yeah.
the point, right? It's about growth. It's about knowing what's possible. And before we leave, it's already 9 o'clock, guys. Why? Nine. Not so fast. Um, leave a few nuggets for any listeners on anything you feel like would help them either in corporate or the transition into
Oh,
entrepreneurship, whatever.
oh dear. I don't
Yes.
know.
I mean, you've been there, you've done it. There's some things I'm sure you've learned along the way in addition to favor from God that
Mhm.
you applied yourself.
Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be very cliche. Honestly, believe
That's
in
fine.
yourself. Just believe in yourself and believe
Mm,
I think if you believe in yourself, everything follows. I think the
Mm,
hardest hurdle is faith and just, you know, letting it go. Just putting out there to the universe what you really want and let it go and just watch God or put it to a nice bouquet for you.
mm,
mm,
Um, but I mean, this is one country where I say has the biggest opportunity, but the hardest challenges to
mm,
break into these opportunities, right? Versus in Africa or Kenya, I would find that there are very little opportunities, but it's easier to break into them because one, I can bribe. I don't know, I can take you out to dinner. I
mhm.
mean, you know what I'm saying? I can
True.
manipulate you, right?
True.
You give me what
You have a
I
little bit control of the
I know, right? But but here it's totally opposite. So the game is so different.
Mm,
But if you believe in yourself, I think you can get it. Because I mean, if I think of myself, I came here pregnant, have no insurance, and
mm,
managed to climb the corporate ladder despite the hurdles, left
mm,
corporate and again got into this thing that I have no clue. I have no background in nursing or healthcare for that matter.
mm,
And here I am. But it's because I really believed in myself and I knew and I just went for it, and
mm,
left it to God. And I told God, you have to take the wheel on this and allowed him to take the wheel on it and
mm, mm.
and and yeah, and go. So I don't know what I can say,
No,
but if
that's
you
good.
incorporate, if you choose to stay incorporate, just figure out how to play the game. Know yourself. It's very important to know yourself and
Mm,
your strengths and play to your strengths, right?
mm,
If you're in a position, because I always said in corporate, you can be in the right bus, but in the wrong seat. So what does that mean? You're in the right
true.
company,
mm,
but you're in the wrong seat. So you're playing to your weaknesses, which
mm,
is so in the wrong seat in the sense that it's playing to your weaknesses versus playing to your strengths. So
mm,
you could be in IT, but ideally it's not good for you. You're probably a better person, I don't know, in operations. That's
mm-hmm.
where your strengths are. And there's a very good book called Strengths Finders that
Mm,
really nailed it for me.
yeah.
And that's when I discovered what my strengths were. And I realized at the time I was struggling because I was in the wrong seat. I was in a role that was playing to my weaknesses versus my strengths. And therefore, maybe that's why the promotions then would take longer.
It's long, yeah.
And I was able to determine what my strengths were from that book, and I started playing towards that. And I got a role that played towards that. And from there, it was just like, it was honestly a hockey stick growth.
Wow.
So again, I think it's the same thing. So like, for me, even with this business, I don't want to really manage people and do all these things. So my goal is I'll offload it. Yes, will it ding me in terms of that money coming into my pocket? I'm okay, but so long as I can get an expert on that seat, just just go do it. Yeah. So I think that's the play. If you want to get into entrepreneurship, again, make sure you do your due diligence of the business. Make sure that what the business is saying it's making, you can compare that to what's going to the bank account, and just know it has risks. Know as soon as you close, you're going to lose some clients. So you have to be ready for that buffer.
Yeah.
And just go for it. Just go get it.
I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Sweet.
it may be
Wow.
cliche, but it still needs to be heard, you know.
Oh,
So
yeah.
send the name of your business. We can add that strength finders. If you want us to share all this information on the link down below, everybody. And we can, you never know, might find a client or two there. Who knows?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Hey.
the strength finders, I'll add that. I think any kind of resource that we can share, I always like to
Yeah,
we
sure.
like to include it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My business is called Elder Maze Solutions, so they can find it there as well.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cool.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
thank you
Thank
for this.
you.
Thank you. This was
Thank you
amazing.
so much.
Yeah.
No, thank you for having me. This is wonderful. It made me feel special. Oh my God, I'm going on a
You are. You are.
We're all special.
Yeah.
And we must realize this and understand that we are all
right.
special. Yeah. And our
Okay.
stories must be told.
That's
Mm.
true. Yeah, for sure.
Our
I
way.
hope- Yeah. I hope I answered all your questions. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you
Yeah.
did great.
Thank you
Okay.
so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank
Sure.
you.
Great. We'll see you all next Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
See ya.
No, I was saying it's very neat that you were able to do all that within the same company.
Yeah.
Right?
Most companies won't support that,
They
That's
wouldn't.
you know?
I'm so lucky. Very, very lucky. And those guys are like that. Like now they're running this event thing. They call it's like musical chairs, but now with different people from different departments.
department. Oh, nice.
And they're
Yeah,
like, yeah, so you get to know what other people do.
that's
Maybe if you want to
cool.
learn a new skill, you can go shadow these people.
Yeah, I
If you want
love
to move
that.
different, it's a blessing. That's what I always say. It's a true
Absolutely.
blessing because I think, but you would know where you work if they would do that. I don't think I would have tried it if I didn't feel the atmosphere was the right atmosphere.
To do it, yeah. I love the
I'm
fact
just
that
lucky.
because when you always hear it at work, like people say, like, what do they do over there? I feel like they just sit around, do
Yeah.
nothing, you know?
They look like they just sit around.
It's like they just sit around. So I think it's great that they get to have different people, being
Yeah.
different people's shoes. So, and it's for the benefit of the company because now you
It
know
is.
what the other department expect from you.
Yeah.
On your end, you can maybe do things to support the other department. So that's kudos to them.